What is up, YouTube? HPJ here. How you guys doing? It's time for the HPJ Podcast with your host, Harpie Joe. And I hope you guys are doing well. It is Saturday, October 18th of 2025. And many of you, if you have not already seen some of my posts, um, I'm going to be walking away from podcasts. And I wanted to take a good portion of today's podcast to talk about what's going on and why I'm walking away from podcasts. And basically have another failed project under my belt. Because, yay, those things happen. Um, Long story short, because, well, long stories are always going to be long stories. But after what is going to be 25 episodes of the podcast, I eventually just said, yeah, no, it's okay. It's time for me to walk away from the podcast. And I'm going to be happy to walk away from the podcast, but also a little sad, too, because I know some people actually enjoy watching my podcast. But people have to also understand that I can't continue to beat a dead horse when the horse is constantly being beaten. And what does that mean exactly? Okay, so about a year or two ago, because I remember when I started my podcast, I initially wanted to do this as a way of entertainment because I was inspired by other podcasts I was watching. The This Only podcast, I was watching Sergio and Friends. No, Sergio Talks, I think is the podcast. It's him and Matt, and they have, I forget the other guy's name, and I do apologize if I forget your name. But it's all of you guys, in a way, have inspired me to want to do this podcast. But unfortunately, YouTube says otherwise, and YouTube says that my podcast is just not generating anything on their end. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess, trying to get people to watch the podcast. I don't have that many viewers. I looked at all the scales and schematics of things. My highest rated podcast was probably like when I returned, and my lowest was literally when I started, which is crazy, but it's true because I looked at all the analytics. So I said, okay, well, I guess it's just time to pull away. And looking at everything and looking back on it, I did do my best to try to keep things afloat. I did try to keep people entertained. I had music in the background, all the things that went. But I feel like if I did it live, it probably would have been less stressful, but with more complications. And I want also people to understand that it wasn't possible for me to do it live because I don't have proper sound equipment. Because my sound card on my laptop is just out of order on its own. So, many of people who wanted me to talk about what was going on, there's your answer to it. We don't know what's going on with the podcast. I mean, I didn't know what was going on with my laptop. And it was preventing me from doing the podcast. That's why by episode 11, I had dropped the podcast. And if I had started over, and redid everything in this format, I think people would have been fine. Yeah, it would have been, no noise gate, no sound compressions and stuff like that. But at least it would have been honestly me doing the content and you guys hearing it. Because that's what's important, is that you guys get the content that I work so hard to create. But unfortunately, things aren't going the way that I would like them to. So after returning in September, and now it's October, almost November, I'm going to end the podcast at the end of the year. So that gives me at least 6 more additional episodes to create content for the podcast. Also, that means I get to jump between various duties as well. So it keeps me entertained, it keeps me a go, but it also keeps you guys entertained as well. And then there's not much stress leading into what potentially could be, the follow-ups and the continuation of the podcast itself. But ultimately, yeah, I can't do this podcasting. It's just not working out for me. And sadly, that means it's another failed project. And what do I mean by failed projects? Well, let's go down the list. I've had a lot of failed projects over the last 15 years. Live streaming was one of the big ones. Because, unfortunately, no one wanted to watch me play video games. Even those that did, Twitch ultimately capped me and did not want me to succeed with however many people were in the actual stream. So, say for instance, if you looked at the stream and you looked to see who was there, it would say it was 15 people. On my end, it would say it was 15 people, but it says only one person is viewing. So, they don't count people in the chat if you're just there listening in. If you're watching, they count it. But because that's how I would get to the next level, because I was literally only one legit person away. But the last thing I had to do was have the viewership, and then I would have been affiliate, and that literally stopped me. And it wasn't like I wasn't generating content or anything. I was going to various places and promoting my content, but unfortunately, yeah, it's just another failed situation. And it sucks. But it's a realization that, yeah, these things aren't for me. Podcasts are just not for me. And I'm okay with the podcast not being for me. And I'm okay with walking away from it because now it just puts a better perspective of things in tangent for me. So, what is my next, move from that? Because, live streaming didn't work. I mean, my regular content is my regular content. And then, Puzzles and Dragons really didn't do too well. Digimon is kind of just the same boat as Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll create whatever content that I feel is necessary, but ultimately, because I'm not in the competitive scene, I'm not going to be looked at for anything outside of the 5 or 6 minutes that people watch the content before they get bored or annoyed, and then they leave. So then at that point, I was like, okay, well, that's out the window. I guess Pokemon, just to see how that's going to fluctuate. But even when I did game reviews for Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, those weren't watched either. So I'm really scared of jumping into a retrospective for Pokemon, even though I played majority of 1 through 3 on a live stream. No one's going to watch my retrospective. No one's going to pay attention to it. So I'm not even going to bother doing any of the plans that I had for Pokemon. And it's sad because Pokemon is such a cherished part of my life. But it's just, I don't want to have that fear of another failed project. I'm already beating myself up for this failed project. And doing everything that I wanted to do, but without having such a just blank response. No likes, no dislikes, just simply a whole bunch of views, barely any interaction, because I guess the attention span of anybody here is just a 0 to 5 when it comes to it, because this is not what I'm not saying it, it's what YouTube is saying. So you take that up with YouTube. If you're literally watching it from point A to point B, thank you, but YouTube says that on average, that's not happening. So it's really nothing else I can do. It's nothing else I can fight for. I'm just going to have to take this L and keep going. And I'm okay with it at this point in time. So from that, no live streams, no major deck profiles, no major, lineup of things going on. So I unfortunately just have to walk away from stuff. It's fine. I don't mind it. I knew it was coming. But it's just, another sad breaking point where you have to realize that no matter how hard you worked and tried, you have another thing that flopped. I know some of you guys can't ever admit that, or some of you guys have better responses to it than I do, and that's fine. But I have to come to a realization that I'm just not cut out for a lot of the content that I'm producing. So it's fine. It's okay. I knew it was coming. I knew it was gonna eventually be a thing that was gonna have to be dealt with. So I didn't want to push it no further than I have to. I'll crank out 6 more episodes, and then I'll call it a run. And just say, you know what, I'm happy that I did it. Because, videos are here and there, so it is what it is type of situation. I'm okay with it. Outside of that, what other things have been going on? I've been playing a lot of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm almost done unlocking all 6 of my spots for customization, and then just getting the tickets and stuff, which means I just have to play a lot of the races, go through the races with ease. With the characters that I'm only playing Rouge at this point, so I can play a Sonic in them, but right now I'm just enjoying playing Rouge the Bat, and then maybe then I'll play as like Blaze, Sonic, um, Shadow, Knuckles, all my other favorite characters. Because next month is Patrick and SpongeBob are going to be joining in on the fun, and unfortunately, they're due to issues with voice acting and all that. Um, a lot of them are not going to be voiced, which sucks. I know Miku's the only one that's being voiced, because Vocaloid and Sega owns the things behind Vocaloid, and I think Like a Dragon as well. So it'd be easy for them to get that. Persona and the rest of the other DLCs, I don't know how they're going to do that. And even funnier enough, Pac-Man World 2, Pac-Man has a VA. The original Pac-Man did not have one, if I'm not mistaken. If it did, I don't remember, but that game has a whole different trip than what the original version of it did. It's not a bad trip either, I will say that too. It's an amazing trip. And for those who wanted to know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about not Puzzle Dragons, when I'm talking about the Sonic Racing stuff, it's a really good. It's not a really good game. It's an amazing game. This is probably one of the best of the Sonic Racing games we've had in a while. Because I'm sorry, Team Sonic Racing is a mess. Team Sonic Racing should have not, like, that should have been fixed, and it just wasn't. It was already in a bad spot. Let's just put that out there right now, because you just had 2 years ago before it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Switch, basically importing itself and then getting DLC. Then you turn around, and literally a month after the release of Team Sonic Racing is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, which crazy to me that it lost literally by 0.5%. No, by a point. I think Team Sonic Racing was 8. No, it was 9. No, 8.5. And Team Sonic, and then CTR was 8. So literally by a 0.5% that these two games had a difference. My thing is this. If we're going for originality, I would suffice that. But there was also issues with control. There was issues with building the carts and building everything together, and it wasn't a solid team mechanic. Where when I played Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, I enjoyed every bit of it. Like, I wasn't doing 15 different stunt maneuver things to get to the next part of the story mode. It was just simply race through, beat the race, come in first place, get the trophy, go beat up the boss, and continue from there. Just like I was playing a normal Crash Bandicoot game. Playing modern Sonic games, they want you to do 15 different tricks in like one lap and all of that, and I was just like, you know what, I'm good. Y'all can have that, because that's literally what it felt like. So after a while, and after really just going through it, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Y'all can have it. No, for real, y'all can have that, because I'm good. So, and I also didn't like the soundtrack. I just want people to understand, I did not care for Team Sonic Racing soundtrack. The reason why I didn't was because some of the levels did not have proper music. Oh, don't worry, I'll talk about that in just a second too for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. But then, and even more so, finding out why there's issues behind all this is because pay your composers. Pay your composers. Otherwise, please don't put the level in there if you cannot pay the composer. Because if I gotta listen to a music track from Water Park and I'm expecting back to back, and it's not back to back, it's just some ethereal water shit. I don't want to hear no ethereal water shit. I want to hear back to back remix. Because if I have to listen to another Supersonic Racing remix, which by the way, the Supersonic Racing remix in this game is fucking fantastic. Oh my god, because it mixes Supersonic Racing, You Can Be Anything, and it's awesome. Like, I'm not even mad that that's not Ocean Park or what is it? Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes, or Ocean Palace from Seaside Heroes. Sonic Heroes. It's literally just a remix of Supersonic Racing with Tutu Sonic Warrior, and it's just like I'm for it. Especially when you get to the final lap, because when it starts chanting Supersonic Racing, can you keep the feet right off the ground? And then it goes into the 10, 9. Like, that right there was like, oh, y'all mixed this perfectly. And I think this was the same thing they did for um, Team Sonic Racing, but I'm not sure. But I think that had a remix of Ocean Palace. Which, to be fair, if you would pull remixes from the Generations games into this, we would have been fine. Because you could have gave me a Cash version of Back to Back, and I would have been fine with it. Because I like the Cash version, and I like the Tomi Otani and Hideki Nakanuma remix from Sonic Generations on 3DS. Because that was just stellar. I didn't even know we were going to get Back to Back. I didn't even know we were going to have Water Palace. Because when I played the Generation version, which once I hack a 3DS, I'm getting that game and I'm playing it again. I don't mind how Sonic Generations is. I just want to get this portion out of the way. Sonic Generations is a game that is a game for people to understand. It's basically Sonic taking a trip through time and space of all the iconic areas that he's been through. Which, for the record, if you've ever played SA2, you know Sonic doesn't go through Radical Highway. But if you read a lot of the history behind the game, he actually was supposed to go through Radical Highway. And where Radical Highway is supposed to end is actually where Sonic runs into the mech. Because according to dev reports and people who were doing history lessons on that game, this is what was really happening at the time. So SA2 starts actually when Eggman infiltrates the Iron Gate. Shadow beats up, I think it's Hot Shot or Bigfoot, and then I think it's Hot Shot, because Sonic takes on Bigfoot, and those are the gun mechs, and the end of it is Shadow telling Eggman, I want to see, get the Chaos Emeralds, meet me on Space Colony Arc, and all of that. So, the timeline again goes, Shadow looks like Sonic, he's broken into Prison Island, he's walking out with Eggman. Then, the next thing you know is Sonic gets arrested. Well, technically, according to Sonic X, he doesn't get arrested, because if you read the prologue for the hero side when you start, like, say you enter the game, you leave the game, and then you come back, it will literally say, they mistaken me for they thought I broke into a military base, and I'm just going along with it, but now I've gotten bored, so now I broke out just to see what was going on. So, then at that point, Sonic, what is it that happens? City Escape happens. But before we even get to City Escape, remember, there's still plot going on the other side, because Rouge and Knuckles have now, are having an interaction. She stole the Master Emerald. She stole the Master Emerald. Knuckles stops her. He's talking to her about the power of the Master Emerald. Eggman's stealing the Master Emerald because he doesn't know how to find the Chaos Emeralds. So he's going to use the energy from the Master Emerald to then find the Chaos Emeralds. Knuckles then shatters the Master Emerald. And as he shatters the emerald and the shards, scattered throughout the planet, Eggman talks about just going back to his base. Rouge is like, I want to find the pieces of the Master Emerald before you do. Knuckles ensures her, like, okay, game on. But you're not going to find the pieces of my emerald. So, that's how they charge. Eggman gets back to his base in Sand Ocean. But at this point in time, Sonic is now escaped out of military pursuit. And now, while both Rouge and Knuckles have started collecting their emerald pieces, Sonic is jetting through what is not San Francisco and escaping military pursuit. At this point, you go from day into night. Eggman has now gotten back to his base. Shadow has stolen the Chaos Emerald from the National Bank, and now they're on pursuit with him. So according to that, the story should have went that Sonic is taking day into night. And you actually see a lot of this now portrayed in fan-made versions of remakes of SA2, especially the new SA2 redo that I've been watching, because it looks gorgeous. It's in Unreal Engine. It's just drop dead gorgeous. The move sets are awesome. I'm following one of the guys that's doing it, and they're working on like Rouge and Knuckles levels. They're working on Eggman and Tails levels as well. It just looks drop dead gorgeous, and some of the puzzles and stuff have been simplified, which is good because I'm not trying to sit there for 15 hours trying to get through stuff. The mechanics look great. The upgrades look like actual upgrades. They don't look like, they look like they're accessories to Sonic, but they're like clunky. Anyway, the main point of this whole little brief through was once the timeline itself basically is supposed to tell that Sonic and Shadow are supposed to meet, but it's after the fact that on one side, Shadow is going through a part of Radical Highway where Sonic is also going through Radical Highway. And then again, Sonic is supposed to go through Radical Highway because, for whatever reason, when they last minute said Tails and Rouge need levels, they just took pieces of Sonic and the other four characters' levels, and rehashed that into making levels for Rouge, Shadow, Eggman, and because initially it was only supposed to be 4 playable characters. It was supposed to be Sonic, Knuckles, Eggman, and Kronos. Kronos was originally the name of Shadow, and Kronos in his outfit was like Sonic grade, hyperchromia, because 2-color eyes, a scar on his face, and basically his whole story was that he was just like Shadow's story is now. An ultimate life form created by Joe Robotnik in Black Doom. And initially the idea was to create a creature that would help the planet, not hurt it. And you all know the rest of Shadow's story. But yeah, from that whole situation itself, it was just crazy how things were done. So I forget why this is even important to what I was talking about. Oh, because of music. That's right. So when everything changed up and all of that, it's kind of just how, when you drop into the games, into the game series and the plot and stuff, it's like, damn, a lot of this could have been, because it, generations, that's right. Because basically, Sonic is supposed to go through a version of Radical Highway to escape military pursuit, not once, but twice. And then on top of that, you never really see Sonic in those levels outside of 2-player mode. But if you notice, some of the assets in 2-player mode are actually supposed to be the assets that Sonic is supposed to play around in. And especially if a harder version of it, which hard mode does also exploit when you're playing the Shadow. And in Generations 3D, they add Radical Highway as a area where Sonic is playing through both classic and modern. And then in Shadow and Sonic Generations, it's the final level. But as you progress through Shadow's story, for whatever reason, Black Doom has a really big affiliation and love for Radical Highway. So you get these warped areas where you're playing through versions of a warped Radical Highway. And which is still pretty cool, ain't gonna lie. In GL, I did actually like those parts of it, especially the remixes and how they blended well as well. But that was one of the things too. It's like you have all these other Sonic levels, why you just didn't use them for the cross worlds motif? Like, imagine us racing through what apparently is Kingdom Valley, even though they wrote out Kingdom Valley. Because both Shadow and Sonic go through levels that are from Sonic 06. Shadow goes through Kingdom Valley. Sonic's going through Crisis City. To be fair, I'd rather go through Kingdom Valley. Because I hate Crisis City with a passion. So, I'd rather go through Kingdom Valley. Then there are a lot of others who probably don't feel the same way. And that's okay. We all can agree to disagree. But I personally would just love to go through Radical. I would have loved to go through Kingdom Valley. Um, what I would have placed if, say, they gave Sonic Kingdom Valley and Shadow had a different level. Oh, aquatic base. Oh, definitely aquatic base. Aquatic base or Kingdom Valley would have been my choice. Not White Acropolis, although it's synonymous with Shadow as it's his first level in Sonic 06. But I would have preferred Kingdom Valley in Aquatic Base than in Crisis City. But yeah, so there was a lot of issues with that. The new Pumpkin level actually sounds really good. You hear motifs of Pumpkin Hill, Hang Castle, and Mystic Mansion. It's just a really good track. Then all the other tracks are really good. Like, I'm so mad because we don't have an official soundtrack yet, and we only have official pieces. But every music track in that game is a bop. Like the character select bop, options bop. Each of the opening credits to like the entries to the stages bops. Then there's extended versions bop. The actual racing bop. Even the new levels that aren't technically like the museum, love it. The mall, Sonic has a coconut mall, y'all. We just and even Sonic has a baby park. So yeah, no, Team Sonic Racing. I mean, Sonic Racing Cross World is doing this thing, and then Pac-Man World 2 repack. I can't really talk much more about it because I haven't really gotten into it. I have gotten to the second area, which is the woods. So I went from the plains into the woods, and then once you get through the woods, you're gonna go through the ice level. I don't like how the map is in this game, and I think a lot of other people might agree with me. The gameplay is fine because the more you progress, the more Pac Village changes. I'm sorry for the spoilers for anyone, so please, if you're playing Pac-Man World 2 repack and you don't want to hear spoilers, cut off for like the next 5 to 10 minutes. And I'll let you know like starting now. So, I'm playing through the game. I've already seen some of the stuff online. The island itself is broken up into 5 pieces. Initially, the island was not broken up into 5 pieces. You started what was to be in the middle where Pac Village is. And then you would traverse from the plains into the woods, and then into woods you would into the ice area, and from the ice area you would go into the volcano, and then from the volcano you would then go to the sea, and then from the sea you would go to Spooky Island where the ghosts live and take on Spooky. How they're doing it in this game is that the island itself is broken up into the various pieces, and that's how you're going to traverse through each area. So you're going to go from Pac Village, and then you'll see a direction that's opened up in the cutscene, and then you'll move into that area because the area won't be blocked off by the thorns created by the ballast from Spooky, which is crazy though because now I'm playing another game where Malice has been involved. Thanks, Legend of Zelda. So Pac-Man's controls are okay. They're not any much better than what they were in the original Pac-Man World 2. But I love the music. The graphics look amazing. The bosses are going to give me trouble because they do not have inform you of how to deal with the boss type of thing. So I have to look up how to play against the bosses. Because I believe the next boss, it should be Inky. Yeah, because it should follow. It's because Clyde, Inky, Pinky, and then Blinky. Because Blinky, I believe, is the red one. Because this is the crazy thing. Blinky and Clyde changed. There's they change intertwined. Like one is supposed to be red, one is supposed to be orange, and then they switched them. Because the original pack color ghosts are supposed to be red, orange, blue, and pink. I'm sorry, cyan and pink. Then there was like a 5th ghost situation, which I ain't getting into that. But it's actually supposed to be like another ghost, and then they cut that ghost and just went to 4 in Pac-Man, because duh. And then Spooky here is supposed to be a new incarnation of evil that is supposed to be, traversing through Pac-Land that was sealed by the golden fruit. And now that he's free because the ghosts just want to be ghosts and create chaos, you got to go deal with Spooky, which typical Pac-Man saving the world type of stuff. Like I said, I don't mind too many of the changes, but if you're going to change the game, give me some information on how to fight the boss, so I'm not sitting here replaying the boss. Because I'm playing it on the mode where I don't die, or if I die, I don't lose life for it. So yeah, cause sorry, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not. No, I'm not losing lives constantly. Like the live system thing should just be done with, like for real. Cause Sonic stopped doing lives, Mario stopped doing lives, and then Pac-Man has like the option if you want to do lives or not. So yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. But everything else, I mean, is perfectly fine. I'm just migrating through it. Oh, you don't get to play the maps anymore. The various maps that are supposed to be like the puzzle, the Pac-Man world maps in the Pac-Man game. Yeah, you have to go to the jukebox. So what you have to do is you have to collect the little icon, the little pixel feather that looks like a Gradius icon. Yeah, you have to find that in the level, and then that will open when you beat the level in Pack Village. And then when you go to Pack Village and you start collecting tokens and stuff, they'll open up the different machines, and then that's how you get access to the different variations of Pac-Man games. Because that's what Pac-Man World 2 originally did, was that for every token you collected, you were able to open a different section of the arcade. And then while traversing through each level, each of the playable levels, including the boss, there will always be a little symbol that you will find, a little pixel symbol you will find. It looks like a little red, purple, and green feather. And that would transport you to a a maze that you would, collect all the power pellets, avoid the ghosts, and then bam, you win. And then that will be playable for you once you got to Pack Village if you say you just retired of the adventure and you want to go have some fun. So, and then like the jukebox and stuff like that, so you can hear all the music that you're listening to throughout the journey. I love Pac-Man World music, Pac-Man World 2's music. I haven't played Pac-Man World 1 outside of like the Game Boy Advance version, which is okay. But I rather listen to Pac-Man World 2's music because it's just so atmospheric. It's so good. So I'll give you guys another update of Pac-Man World 2 and Team Sonic Racing once I finish going through those some more. Actually, no. Funny enough, I did the normal version of it. In the credits theme, I got to hear all the stuff in the credits. Yo, the credits are a bop in Team Sonic Racing. Oh, why are they a bop? Oh my goodness! I told you that game. Don't sleep on Sonic music. Cause Sonic music is a bop. Anything else I want to add to it? No, not really. Next thing up is Digimon. I will be going to Digimon pre-release on the 19th. It starts at 1 o'clock. So, I will be going to the pre-release at my locals. Shout out to DFG. Alex did give an update on Discord, so I will be attending. Actually, I should make that apparent now on Discord that I'll be attending the Pac-Man event, the Digimon event tomorrow. Just so that's understood. Outside of it, really, I don't have. What's the regulation kind of stuff? Won't be here till next week. Oh, well. So, is there no event tomorrow? If there's no event, then I'm not waiting for an event. Um. Oh, there's a Miku thing going on. That's cute. Weekly events. Okay. Event calendar. There's no event calendar up for Did you know? Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. I guess I'm just walking in tomorrow freely by 1. So, alright. Anyway. So, yeah. I guess I was supposed to do a BT23 pre-release tomorrow, but I guess that's now changed. Which, wow, guys, just slipping. So now I guess I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I guess go and see. If they're not having it, I'll just come back home. So, alright. Anything else I wanted to talk about? There's nothing Yu-Gi-Oh related I wanted to talk about because I really don't care about any of the new Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Oh, there is a new wind monster. Oh, actually, we can talk about her. I was going to do a video on my own about that card, but yeah, well, I'll just do a video on that card. Outside of that, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I guess it's going to be a short video for the podcast, which, congratulations. We're doing short podcasts. They're not going to be extremely long, so you guys don't have to be extremely bored. So yeah, I'm just going to wrap up things here. So thank you guys so much for listening in on podcast number 19 for the channel. I'll keep you guys updated on anything else that's going on. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channels. It helps me out tremendously. Hit the notification bell. Let me know when I upload more content. Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, HPJ signing out. Take care. Bye.